Hey guys, it's that dude with the beard with another commentary. Now, I like to commentate on game reviewers, Sonic fans, and Storms Inc. And I found one of his videos that actually pretty much I can commentate on and actually enjoy. Not that I didn't enjoy the last one, I did, but I tried really hard to get one of the Twilight videos up. Twilight Saga sucks, I'm sorry. I really did try, but my converter would not convert it into any form. The audio was bad. When it went to audio form, it went really distorted, and the video was just... it wouldn't download the video either. So this is my substitute, and the best way I could think to make it up to you guys is just to commentate on Storms Inc. again. But this time with a review, which kind of confuses me, to be honest. So, let's get down to business, shall we?
Hello everybody, I'm Robert Storms, and today I'm going to review Sonic Generations. Now,
oh my god, Angry Joe, what happened to you? You look like a nerdier Christopher Sabat.
I'm going to be completely honest with everybody. This is a really difficult game to review, and I'm going to explain why. Sonic Generations takes the classic Sonic and the new generation of Sonic and puts it in the same game, where you play the first act of a level as the classic Sonic, and the classic way was 2D, but rendered in high definitions, 3D modeling. So they took the classic Sonic and made it a 2011 title, which is great. I love that part of the game. Then they take the new generation Sonic and they take that style and render it with the classic stages. So you have Green Hill, the chemical plant, and all those classic zones done in 3D.
Now, I did cut you off a little early, but I'll let you guys know that he does say that that's a fun aspect of the game, and that's completely fine. But there's this thing called a topic, Storms Inc. You might want to stay on it. Then again, you were never really good at that, were you?
The game is actually really good in that aspect. You play the game, the first level is Green Hill from the first game, then the chemical plant from the second game, and then another zone from the third game. And all of it is really great, but then after you get past the third zone, these weird maps unlock. And you have to complete certain challenges in order to go to the next level. So, in the classic Sonic games, you had Act 1, Act 2 in a boss battle. Or Act 1, Act 2, Act 3 in a boss battle. This one you have Act 1, Act 2, Act 1, Act 2, and then all these dimensional portals pop up with a key. In order...
I'll give you credit where credit is due. At least you played the game longer than you played Skyrim when you made that review. But then again, I'm sure you have so many problems with this game that are so trivial that no one would give a shit. How do I know? Remember people, this is Storms Inc. He makes everything sound like a big deal.
To unlock the key, which is a boss key, which is the key to get to the next part of the game, you have to do various challenges, whether collect 2,000 rings, beat your classic self in a foot race in this level, get through the chemical plant with the aqua bubble. I mean, different challenges such as that. And for me, this is bad. This is really bad, because when I picked up this game, I expected it to be a mix between classic and modern day Sonic, in which you go through each level and you go through Act 1, Act 2, and you have a boss battle at the end of each zone. And that didn't happen. They're basically...
Storms Inc., I don't think you realize this, but those things are for added gameplay. Plus, they give you prizes when you're finished, like music, artwork, character bios. I mean, it's there for you to, well, collect it all. Now remember what I said, because later on, he's gonna contradict himself, and you'll see why.
Forcing you to play these different challenges, and then they put up a wall that says, you cannot go further until you complete these challenges. And to me, if I wanted to race against my classic self, I would play Sonic Rush from the PSP. It's like, I didn't pick this game up for that. I picked the game up to play through these levels and have the story mode progress. And as I'm with the story mode for this game is so generic. I mean, basically, it's Sonic celebrating his 20th birthday party. A big goo guy comes out, takes all of his friends, and sticks them into another dimension in which Sonic has to go through these zones and save them. When they save them, the whole zone lights up and their color is restored and they're free. So I saved Tails, Amy, and Knuckles, and now I'm forced to go through these challenge maps in order to progress to the next part of the game. And I just cannot get motivated enough to play these challenges. I mean, don't get me wrong, I really do love Sonic.
You see, Robert, this is one of your major problems. Once you say that I'm not motivated, that kind of puts it up a red flag saying, did he really review this? Did he really play this? Because that actually makes it sound like you didn't give a shit. You looked at it, you played it for maybe an hour, and you're like, that's all I need to know. You need to put more time into your games. Yeah, we know you played Modern Warfare 3 for a hell of a long time, but when it came to Skyrim, you barely put anything into that one, and you rated that a 7. And you thought it was terrible. Just remember that, guys. Just remember that little fact.
I have all the original Sonic Sega Genesis games with the original box. And I have Sonic 4 Episode 1, Sonic Adventures 1 and 2, which I feel 2 was the last really good Sonic game. And, you know, I just cannot get into these challenges in this game. I do not like being forced to do these things. Now, if it was like just extra challenges for fun or to get trophies or achievements, then that's great. But sit there and tell the player that you are forced to do these challenges in order to unlock the next levels, I think is ludicrous. And I just do not like it. The story mode is generic, like I said. The voice acting is horrendously bad. I mean,
again, you've got to stay on point. You're constantly flip-flopping between going to one part and to another. And you want to know what really bothers me? You just did exactly what all the Sonic fans always do. They complain about their games not being as good as the classics. Guess what, Storms Inc.? It's 2012, not 1994 anymore. Get over it. Also, who gives a shit about the goddamn voice acting? That doesn't really bother me when the fucking gameplay is what you should be worrying about. My God, I hate fans like this. They piss me off so much.
The voice moves, or the voice acting happens, and then the character's mouth moves late. I mean, there'll be times when Tails says something to Sonic, and instead of Sonic responding, he'll just put up a thumbs up. I mean, there's a lot of real pointless things in the voice acting stuff. The music score is great. They take the classic themes, play them, and they add a little remix to it. So the overall soundtrack is great. However, the voice acting is just tremendously bad. The story mode is generically forgettable. And the gameplay, which started off great, is still decent. However, I just don't like how you're forced to play these challenge mode. That's one of my biggest complaints. If I had to score this, which I'm going to score because I need to score, I've seen a lot of websites score this game high.
Now, what do you think he's going to give it? Because of that one big problem, as well as the voice acting, do you think he's going to give it a 5? Maybe a 4? When I first heard this, I thought he was going to give it a 3, in all honesty. I mean, the way he was talking about it, I mean, let's face it, he doesn't seem to care too much about anything else aside from those small points that no one else seems to give a shit about.
Because I dislike Sonic, I really do love Sonic as a character, and I was really hoping for this one. But I'm gonna have to give it a 7. If you plan on picking this up, I encourage everybody to give it a rank first.
Robert, that is not a low score. I don't get why you do this. If it's not a good game, you give it a lower score. I mean, so what if people complained that IGN gave it an 8.5? You're giving it a 7. And a 7 is still a fair score. I mean, when you think about it, an average would be about 5 to 6. 7 would be at least good. 8 would be a great. 9 would be an awesome. And 10 would be, fucking amazing, but you get my point. And the fact that you do this with Skyrim 2 really confuses the fuck out of us, since you hated Skyrim, but you fucking loved Modern Warfare 3. Just think about that.
Because I talked to a lot of people that like Sonic, they play the demo, and they think the demo is like the game, and it really isn't. For the first 3 acts, you're playing it, and you're like, yeah, this is great, this is the Sonic game I've been waiting for. But as soon as that 3rd act is over with, as soon as that 3rd level is over with, and they do all these challenges, it really puts a damper on the whole gameplay experience. It did for me, so I gotta give it a 7. Please, everybody, rent this game before you pick it up. Just make sure you like it before you buy it, because I don't want anybody to be disappointed. So, that's really my main review. I'm Robert Storms, guys, and that's my opinion.
Well, I would clap too if this review was over. I mean, let's face it. It was a rip-off of Angry Joe, really. I mean, you idolize a lot of the bigger name reviewers, and all you did was rip off Angry Joe. The only real thing that was original was what you wore. No, wait a minute, that looks like a rip-off of what AVGN wears. So pretty much, I can say without a shadow of a doubt, without any second thoughts, that this review was a rip-off. You just ripped off everyone you could find. There's no originality here, Robert. None. You ripped off the display of Angry Joe. You ripped off the wear of AVGN. Not only that, but you had so many problems with the game that were not that big of a deal. The voice acting's not that big of a deal. The challenges give you rewards and such. Yeah, sometimes it can bog down the gameplay, but with some kind of reward, it's worth it. But I guess I can consider this not to be your worst video. Oh no, your worst video is Dragon Ball Evolution review. Wait a minute. That might be a good idea. Hey guys, you're my subscribers. Would you like me to review that video? Because I would. I would definitely review that. Let me know, because if you do, I'd be glad to. But I'm not going to commentate on it like I usually do. Oh no, no constructive criticism. I'm just going to try and rip him a new one. So if you watch this all the way through, let me know. Do you want me to rip him a new one, or do you want me to move on to the next guy? It's your choice. You're my subscribers. I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary, because I love making these kinds. Well, I'll see you later.